What's up, YouTube? It's Fuzzy Motion, and let's get right into the bullshit. Alright, I'm not going to do that voice for the entire commentary, but what's going on, guys? It's your boy Fuzzy Motion, coming back at you with another commentary. I couldn't wait till tomorrow because I had this thought. I've been watching these videos and thinking to myself, my god, I need to talk about this as soon as possible. So, if you know these two guys, if you watch YouTube regularly, you probably know of these two YouTube personalities. Markiplier, you know, the guy with the pink mustache, a very funny and talented YouTube personality, commentator slash let's player, does a lot of scary movie sort of tie-in jump scare games and you know, a lot of let's plays of indie games and things like that. He's a very funny dude, and I enjoy watching him. And then you have Mark Raybon, who is the all Sham no wow. You might notice him or remember him from some of the Scene Anners videos, where he plays Gmod with some of the guys, and I don't even know where that dude was. He just kind of sidestepped me. Look at him. He's just kind of hanging out. How did you hear me? Oh, he has Amplify on. That's how. All Sham no wow. He plays with, you know, Adam, Scene Anners from those guys, you know, Mr. Stark and all of them. He works for Machinima, and he's also a very funny, I think underappreciated, underrated YouTuber because of his sense of sarcasm. Maybe some people don't get him, but nevertheless, I find him very funny. Recently, Markiplier had posted a video of a jump scare game called Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, I had been asked by some subscribers and some friends to play Five Nights at Freddy's, and what I'm going to tell you guys is what I told these folks, is that I don't like to play those games, not because they get me scared, but because I have shitty reactions to those. You know, I don't really get scared at those sort of games. I get more annoyed and just, you know, pissed off at kind of the situation. You know, if I ever find myself in a situation like that, I'm not going to sit down, you know, and cower in a corner and say, oh my god, what am I going to do? I'm going to be like, alright, well, it's time to find all the sharp objects and weapons in the area, and we're going to fuck some things up, and I'm going to try to find this monster and kill it myself. Five Nights at Freddy's is a game based on the idea of being a security guard at like a Chuck E. Cheese sort of place, and you have to keep the monsters in order because, you know, somehow at night they get out of, they get a little crazy, and if they come across anybody, they turn them into, they turn that person into one of their own. It's a really weird concept, but when you play the game, you know, it kind of reminds me of, I guess what I'm looking at is like Night Trap or Double Switch from Sega CD, you know, the 90s, the full motion video sort of game consoles from Sega. You know, those were good when they first came out. Like, when they were brand new and a brand new concept, they were pretty neat. But they don't translate well into modern-day gaming, especially PC gaming. So, you know, having said all that, when you watch Markiplier's video, you know this, and you see the game, and you're kind of just like, oh, that's really all there is to it. But I don't really want to say much more. I have some clips that I'd like to show you. Here's Markiplier's reaction to playing the game, and just some of the things he had to say about it the first time. Well, let's go ahead and take a look.
I'm glad you agree that this is probably one of the scariest games I have ever played. The mechanics are so incredibly unique. I love everything about it. At least Pirate Cove, man, is still nice and... Son of a bitch with your creepy-ass eyes! Hi, welcome to the party, friend! Oh, please tell me that you're not gonna kill me! No, 2%! Oh, 2% milk! Oh, 1% milk! I hate it! Gah. We're gonna go to skim. We're gonna go skim levels of power. Slow! Turn it to 6! Turn to 6, don't rip my guts out! Oh, come on, turn! 6 a.m! I'm gonna die. I'm dead. Ah! Fuck!
Now, you might be thinking that's a little over the top, and I mean, the game's pretty simplistic in its design, and, you know, maybe you don't get scared of those sort of things as I get killed by my own fucking kill streak, which is ridiculous. But then you see All Sham no wow's video about the same game, and he absolutely rips it apart, and he also gives a couple of jibs Markiplier's direction. Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
You don't get out of this chair, you just sit here and look at cameras, and then you watch for them moving around. and you can see yourself on the map layout. And as they try to come towards you, if they try to get in the room, you're supposed to close the door, and that keeps you from becoming an animatronic robot yourself, you know, saving your life. Everybody has the gall to do their scare cam let's plays of this game and actually try to pass it off as something that has anything to offer. I mean, really, I hope that Markiplier has EMTs on call, like outside of his room, just in case he causes an aneurysm with the overreactions. It's lazy as fuck. It's so lazy. I think a demo has to have some kind of substance in it. Oh, look, there he is. You are now an animatronic teddy bear. You've been stuffed into the suit with your eyes bulging out of the sockets.
You know, like I said, those sort of things remind me of old Sega CD games that were kind of, you know, like, they were really cool when they first came out, you know, the night traps and the double switches and things like that. But really, when you break it down, the gameplay is just going from camera to camera and memorizing almost to the point where you're just, it's not a game anymore. It's just it's a game of trial and error, constantly going through. And that's why those games weren't made a lot after they, you know, first came out. I mean, they had like real actors and stuff in them, and the reason they became even noteworthy is because parents saw them and, you know, thought that it was weird that their kids were playing games about women getting killed by monsters or things like that, and they didn't like the idea of real life actors being used for that sort of thing. That's kind of the only reason it even gained traction, to be quite honest. It wasn't for the gameplay. It wasn't because it was groundbreaking gameplay or anything of that nature. It was because you know, it's because parents weren't happy about the violence, the amount of violence and the amount of nonsense that were in those games. So then you see this again with this Five Nights at Freddy's thing, and when I first heard the title, I honestly thought it was somebody made a mod of the Nightmare on Elm Street house of Freddy Krueger, and you had to somehow spend 5 nights in it without dying. That would have been a cooler game than what they actually came out with. I will not be playing that, as I don't really like to play much of those games. You know, a lot of people, when they talk to me or they meet me, or even when people, you know, decide they want to do some collaborative work with me, they're like, hey, you want to play, you know, some Gmod scare something, blah, 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 insert scary name here. And I'm like, I don't like those games, you know, I just... They don't do anything for me. They just frustrate and annoy me, you know, with the attempts at trying to scare you. And I'm not big on jump scares. You know, that's kind of how horror movies were in the early 2000s. And, you know, you catch on to that. I like the cerebral sort of mind fucks. You know, I grew up where John Carpenter's The Thing was truly scary. And it was because you didn't know who the bad guy was, you know. The cerebral, the core, scaring you down to the core of horror. That's what really tears your soul apart, and you know, to coin a phrase from Hellraiser, I mean, that's what scares me. It's not jump scares, it's not, you know, stupid, boo, here we go, boo, here we go, boo, here we go. I hate that stuff, and I'm not going to subject anybody to me acting like I am scared, you know? I want my reactions, at least when I do react, to be genuine, and I want them to be, you know, something believable, that people can watch it and go, yeah, I can see how he feels that way, and it doesn't look contrived or, you know, false, because people will pick up on that, you know, and I would hope to think that people could pick up on that, you know me well enough, as we find another corner camping bitch! Oh, man, he is just a beast. Look at him, holding on to that third place spot, doesn't want to lose it, though. Oh, man, wouldn't you be in the same situation? And somehow he respawned right there and ran into my fucking bullets. That's why he was in the corner, because he knew if he ran anymore, he would get sprayed down very quickly. As this game comes to a close, this was a very long free-for-all. And mainly because there's not too many people playing in the free-for-all playlist anymore. But as you can see, I go 30 and 11. We clean this up. Am I suggesting that Markiplier and All Sham No Wow are feuding? No, but I still think it's funny that, you know, we can kind of poke fun at one another here. If you like the video, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. YouTube, we'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.